Adjacent to the Stimson exhibit, we have the Women in Law Enforcement corner over here, and we're commemorating an awful lot of powerful and dedicated women in this state. We have women that ended up being commissioners, that were head of the airport police, that were the first police chiefs in some of our other adjacent towns, people who rubbed shoulders with Clinton and Governor Knowles and got commemorated for an awful lot of good things. Over here we have the uniform left from a shooting in Fairbanks where the female police officer was shot through the arm. That is totally intact along with its DNA. We had the very first woman to be commissioned a trooper, Fran Elmore over here. It's a really good collection of photos that show you the diversity of the challenges for women in Alaska. Anything a woman wants to do in this state, they can do. Trust me when I tell you.
I love it.
Okay.
Hear that, Rotarians with daughters?
Yeah, absolutely.
And female Rotarians, go team.
Yep. Over here we have, this is our Hudson Hornet, which is, all kids think that that's something that came out of a cartoon, but it didn't. It served us well in the 50s, 51, 52, and 53. Up above you can see photos of all of those Hudson Hornets lined up with the people who used them. And that was during the territorial days. We have several eras that are represented in this museum, and it would be like Highway Patrol, Territorial Days, State Days.
Is that where these photos come from?
Yeah, these are all showing the time frames that we kind of allocate everything to. And up 41 to 53 was Highway Patrol, 53 to 59 was Territorial Police, State Police. We became a state in 59. 59 to 67 was the Alaska State Troopers. State Police. And from 67 to the current time, we've been called the Troopers. And these are great. These are great commemorative.
When my dad joined, he joined when it was the state police, and then it morphed into the state troopers, and he had bosses that were in at this time.
Right.
I don't think any territorial were around in the 60s and 70s, but that were active, but it was kind of neat to see that transition.
Right. We've
Four
had
different names.
Yeah, and people who were here during the territorial times, the state police times, find it a little difficult to totally retire out, and they'll go on to other positions. They'll become federal marshals or something like that.
And then once they're out, they join, or maybe while they're active, they join the Fraternal Order of Alaska State Troopers, which you're the executive director of.
Right, and the Fraternal Order is actually started by retired troopers, saying we want to save some of this stuff, we want people to remember this place. The idea about this place that's different from others is that we believe in tangible conservation and display of artifacts from the past to honor those who have already served so well in this state. It's honoring our history tangibly. Digitals can only go so far, and what we see here has actually been used. These are gifts from natives thanking someone for something. We have the snowshoes that someone used once upon a time out there in the hinterlands. Right here we have a mobile, which is very light and flying, and what that is rubbings of all the fallen from Alaska on the Washington, D.C. Memorial. And we just put this up here recently because we still want to commemorate everything.
Fantastic.
So.
And then, Laura, over here, I see all the photos here because we're somewhat limited on time. So then if we can go over and you can maybe give an example, because I don't think the viewers, if they haven't been here, they probably don't recognize the depth of this museum.
Yeah, this museum is huge. We have an awful lot of things on the walls, artwork and things like that were donated by different people. This is kind of the wildlife trooper boat memorabilia and planes. And all of these boats were named out after people, just like the Stimson was, for a good reason. And this is a good cheat sheet to show us the time frames and the changes. Our badges changed over the years. Highway Patrol, then Territorial, then State, and then Alaska State Troopers. And also, it's important for you to know that the legislature named the Fraternal Order of Alaska State Trooper Museum as the official repository for all artifacts having to do with the Alaska State Troopers. And that makes us really special. They don't go anywhere else. That's another reason why we're able to sell the trooper badge. No one else can legally.
And behind Allison here, Allison's filming, and we thank her. You can, if you turn just a slightly more, you can see the red RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police. That's of course our country cousin next door in Canada, and they have gorgeous uniforms.
They do. We have
Sergeant
quite a
Preston.
relationship with them. Yeah, we have a strong border relationship with them as our brothers. We have another area over here that is RCMP commemorative. Why? Because we compete with them and we love them. And we have an annual shoot. They win, we win, they win. And so it goes 52 years that shoot has gone on.
And you also have a